Right, I'm now continuing. Last time in the previous video, these were not visible enough because I just forced them on a very small space. So I'm now redoing it on this wider space. I've erased everything that I've had. Right, so it's still alphabet of lines. Let me write that title again. Alphabet of lines. Right. So on alphabet of lines, I've said it is the type of lines that are used in a drawing. And each type of line depicts a certain function or it has a certain meaning in a drawing. For example, when you are outlining, we use 2H pencil, which is soft pencil and it is dark. So HB pencil is dark. That's what is used for outlines. So I've got line type A, which is outlines. Let me use a different color here now. Alphabet of lines. So line types of lines. Oh, this one's not writing. Types of lines. Types of lines. Types of lines. So right. So I've got line type A. Line type A is for outlines. Let me draw that line. I'll use black as my outline. So let me use the ruler for straightness. It's a continuous bold line like this. So that's an outline, which is type A. Let me make it darker because the other ones will be lighter than this. So I'll just make it a little bit thicker and darker like that. So this is line type A and is used for outlines. I'll use its outlines. I'll write in small letters this time. Outlines and also borderlines. Borderline is like a margin right round the drawing sheet. So borderline. Borderlines. And then we also have title block. Title block is where you write the title, you write the date, you also write the scale and your class or grade. Title block. Like we have a title block already in your workbooks. So where you've got the topic and also grade and date and everything else, that's the title block. So title blocks are thick outlines, and you use 2H pencil. Let me just add it here. I will just write it on the light. Sorry, it's HB, not H2H. It's HB pencil. Right, I'll just do that, HB pencil. Right, and then we also have another type of line, which is line type B, and line type B is line type B is lighter than type B, type A. So type B, so I'm going to draw a lighter one, which will be thinner than line B, line A, so line A. It's not writing properly. Yeah, it's lighter than that. Let me make this one much thicker so that it's darker. Right. So this one is lighter than that. And let me add something here. Bold. Let me use different color there. Let me use bold. All these are bold. Then this one is also, this one lighter is now 2H. And this one is used for the following lines, which are dimensioning, dimensions or dimensioning. Dimensioning is when you put the sizes of a drawing. For example, the length could be 100 millimeters. So that's a dimension. Or radius of a circle, which is radius, say, 25. That's a dimension. So that's what you use line type B. So it's dimension, then hatching, hatching is the type of line which is used to show that something has been cut. And hatching is something like this. When you have an object, it has been cut, so you show it like this. These lines are drawn at 45 degrees. At 45 degrees. So those are hatch lines, 45 degrees. So hatching is used in type B line. And then also we've got screw threads. Screw threads are the, for example, if you've got a bolt has got some threads where the nut actually fixes itself. So those are threads. For a bolt, we've got external threads which are on the outside of the shaft, and then internal threads are on the nut. And then we also have, okay, that's what I've mentioned, we've got screw threads. Screw threads. Screw threads, and also folding lines. For example, in development, like a box of a box of Colgate or toothpaste or another box, those corners are known as fault lines. It would be something like this. For example, if you've got, let's say, a box, these things are finished. Let's say this is a development whereby we have unwrapped it, and then you have these fault lines. They are faint, they are not as bold as the outline. These are fault lines. These are fault lines, right? So that you can actually fold it there and it makes a corner, makes a corner there, makes a corner there. So those are fault lines. Right. It's not this one. Fault lines. Then these lines are drawn using 2H. 2H is hard pencil, which is harder than this. So this is soft, and this one is hard or harder than that. So that's how these pencil leads are used. And then we've got type C lines. Type C lines are thinner than that or lighter than that. So this is the darkest. This one is darker. Then we've got dark or dark, light, lighter. So C, type C line. Let me try to draw that. I'll use blue instead here because black is not writing properly. I'll have to buy new ones. Yeah, something like that. So this one is lighter, and 2H is also used for this. 2H pencil is also used for this, and these are used for construction lines. Construction lines, and also construction lines or planning, because construction will be planning your solution, okay, something like that. So I'll put an oblique line here. Let me just write planning here. Planning. Right, and then that's all construction lines. So 2H is used for construction lines, but they are lighter than this, right? So now let's move on to another type of lines, and these lines are still type B lines. Just the same as that, type B, but this time it's a bit lighter, which means type B you use 2H, and these are hidden detail lines, which are also known as chain line. Hidden detail. So hidden detail is a broken line or dashed line like this. It's not as dark as HB, but is of the same density with 2H there. So it will be it's short dashes with a space in between, like that. Those are hidden detail lines or dashed lines, representing something which is hidden. For example, if you are looking at this object from this side here, you are looking at this object, you will not be able to see that edge there. So it will be represented by hidden detail as follows. Right. So it will be, if you are looking at it like that, it will be, that's the same height. Let's say that's the width there. And then you've got hidden detail like that. You see that? You have shown that side there. But if you are looking from this side, you'd see this as a solid line. You see that? So that's what is meant by hidden detail. So it's hidden detail, or, right, let me write it here. Sorry. Like that, and then it's hidden detail. Hidden detail. So this is still 2H. It's medium, it's just the same as that. That's why I've labeled it B there. And then we have center lines. Center line is similar to this hidden detail, but center line has got long dash, space, short dash, space, long dash. So it's in that pattern. So it's still more type B. Which is 2H. So center line will be like this. Long, short, long, short, long, like that. So that's a center line. Center line. What do you understand by center line? So in EGD, when you are drawing something circular or something cylindrical, that's when you use center lines. I'll illustrate it there. So I'm going to erase this. Right, so for a circle, allow me to just draw it freehand here. Right, I will not waste time to use drawing instruments. Come on. I'm using the... So that's the center for the circle. Okay, center O. Let's call it center O. Well, center for a circle is always labeled O. And then the center lines are these. So it's a line through the center touching the circumference on the other side. So you start from the center there, you've got a short dash from the center there, then you've got long dash, short, long, long, short, long. And the lines should protrude beyond the circumference, not so long, but about 2 to 4 millimeters. And then you've got another center line there. Long, short, long, short, long. So those are center lines, right? And when you're drawing a circle, you always start by drawing center lines before you could draw that circle there. Then you put your compass point right at the center point there where the two intersect, and then you use your radius, and then you draw your circle. We'll come to drawing circles or constructions later. This is just an introduction, right? Then what else? That's all. So that's where we're now ending, because it was something that I needed to complete. Right. So this concludes our lesson 1,1, and then next time the next lesson will be to copy down given figures. Copying down given figures. So that's what we were discussing today. So our lesson ends here. Thank you for your listening. Bye. Good night.